Hi everyone, Aidan here with eTrailer. Today we're going to be taking a look at the Yakima SkyBox NX 16 rooftop box and seeing how it fits on our 2022 Subaru Outback Wagon. So one thing I do want to note is that this roof box does work with your factory bars. That's how we have it installed today. You can totally use it with aftermarket crossbars if you have those too, but since your Outback probably is going to come with factory raised rails and these factory crossbars, it is important to know that it fits because a lot of crossbars from the factory are a lot thinner and sometimes don't work with as many accessories. So it's good to know that this box is a good fit. So what's a roof box good for? Obviously, you're going to get some extra storage space up here on the roof. It's nice because compared to something like a hitch mounted carrier, we're not adding any length to the vehicle. And like I mentioned before, you probably have the factory crossbars, so there's no need to go out and purchase an aftermarket hitch if you don't want to. This is already probably on your vehicle and you can make use of it by expanding the cargo space. It gets more legroom for your passengers inside or just helps separate some of the cargo. A lot of people like these rooftop boxes for things like skis and snowboards because they are quite long and it keeps that mess out of your vehicle. And then the good thing about a box versus something like a basket is that it's enclosed, it's protected from the elements, and it locks up. The box is going to come with 2 keys and it can open from either side, turning that lock to the unlocked position, pulling the metal handle to release it, and pushing the lid open reveals the internals of the box. In here we've got 16 cubic feet of storage space, making this a really solid medium-sized box, I'd say. It's kind of trailing into that territory of starting to get into those larger boxes, but it fits really well in the Outback. It's obviously not a huge car, but we do have a good amount of roof space here and want to utilize it. I'd say that this 16 cubic foot box is certainly going to make the most of it without going too big that we start running into clearance issues. Taking a look up inside the box, I do want to point out a few measurements. For the length, it can support a maximum ski and snowboard length of 175 centimeters, and the box is fairly tall. On the exterior, it measures 16 inches tall. That's from the top of the crossbar to the top of the box, making sure that we've got a good amount of room inside to stack gear as well. So if you do plan on using this for skis and snowboards, you should be able to fit some bags on top of that too. Or if you're just using it for things like luggage and duffel bags, you can maybe fit some bigger ones in here than you could with a really low profile box. Something I like about this one that kind of sets it apart is the whole front end is reinforced with this metal bracket. It really adds some rigidity to the front of the box here, making it feel a little more solid. I'd say overall it still feels like you would expect a rooftop box to, but it's got a few of those extra touches that Yakima adds that really makes it stand a cut above some of the other boxes. The clamps in the box here are very low profile, so it doesn't get in the way of your cargo too much. There's integrated slots where you can run straps through and secure your cargo down together, and the tool used to tighten down those is included in the box and stores in the box. It's got an integrated torque setting on there, so as you tighten down that clamp and it secures around the crossbar, it'll click, letting us know that everything is properly secured on the crossbar. And even though there's not a lot of clearance from your factory crossbars to the roof, there's tons of space for those low profile clamps to get around the crossbars and leave a gap so there's no roof contact. Some other areas with the box that you don't have to worry about clearance issues is going to be your antenna here. It's that shark fin style antenna, which is already going to be out of the way for most boxes, but this one, it comes very close, but it just kind of sits between the ridges of the box. And also, more importantly, the hatch. You can open up the hatch with plenty of clearance between it and the box, so you don't have to sacrifice that storage space in your vehicle. You can have stuff in the back, maybe the heavier stuff that doesn't fit within the weight capacities of the box, and some of the stuff up top that's going to be bulkier but lightweight. Speaking of that weight capacity, it is going to be 165 pounds that the box can hold. Now I do want to point out that depending on the crossbars you're using, you want to check the weight capacity of your roof rack. You don't want to exceed that if it has a lower rating, so depending on what that is, factor in the weight of the empty box itself, plus all the cargo you store inside it, and make sure you go with the lowest rated component. Now this is going to be a black ABS plastic construction, which is fairly normal for any rooftop box you might find, but where this is different is the textured finish. That's going to have that nano texture on the bottom and the top, and that's going to be a nice durable material. A lot of other boxes might be a glossy finish, which can collect fingerprints, scratches, scuffs very easily, and end up not looking new for as long. With a textured finish, it's a lot more resistant to those scratches and scuffs. Not immune, but typically these ones stay looking nicer for longer, so it's just something to consider. One thing though, people really do like the style of the glossy finishes because it matches the car a bit better. But if that's not important to you and you really just want the functionality, then I'd go with the textured finish. Now overall, I think the SkyBox NX16 is a really solid fit on top of the Outback. It maximizes the roof space, it doesn't stick out too far over the front, it doesn't interfere with the hatch on the back, it doesn't stick up too tall from the roof either. But with that, you still get a really wide box and a tall enough box that it can accommodate a wide variety of different cargo. Whether you're looking to carry skis and snowboards, some camping gear, some duffel bags, or a mix of all three, you can do that. But that's really all there is to it. Be sure to check out any other box options on our website, but if you're looking for something that's very versatile and fits well in the Outback, I think you found it right here. That'll do it for our look at and installation of the Yakima SkyBox NX16 on top of our 2022 Subaru Outback Wagon.